How are we on time? You guys ready to start? Let's try it again. Come on, we're here in Munich. You guys traveled some distance to come here. Are you guys ready to start? Yeah. All right, good. Nice. Always good to get the crowd involved, so I'm always about this. So, to keep on time, I'd like to welcome you to our next section for the Robothon Grand Challenge, to the awards ceremony for 2022. On stage, I have with me a very impressive cast. If we could make a little space so we can all see each other. To my left, our very own Professor Sami Haddadin, the director at MERMI and the initiator of Robothon. Round of applause. To my right, Professor Dr. Jürgen Groetpass, of the Chief Strategy Officer at Huawei in the manufacturing department.
Thank you.
Yeah. To my left, we have Dr. Georg von Wichert of Siemens, the head of autonomous systems and control. Thank you for joining us. And we also have Professor Dr. Gerd Hirzinger, former director of the DLR. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey.
Yes. And then also we have with us Professor Dr. Tamin Asfour from KIT, Director of Robotics there. Thank you. All right, so let's get started with a video, because that's always easy. Yay, all right. So again, thank you. I also want to call to your attention, in our crowd we have with us several teams from the competition. If I can have the teams once again, please stand and be recognized. We have Team Wall-E, please wave. Team Pandaria. RoboPig, I know you guys are here. Yeah, all right. Waste Watchers. Technikum. MMR UAS Technikum from Vienna. Thank you. Team CARI from Italy. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Team RoboVision. Thank you guys for being here. Team RoboTechX, MDX. Thank you for being here. Did we miss anyone? Excuse me.
UTS Australia.
Oh, my goodness, the farthest traveling, UTS Australia is joining us here. Thank you, guys. Woo! All right, please be seated. So I'd like to hand this time over to Professor Sami Haddadin. Please tell us what exactly is the Robothon and what is this event for?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I think everything has been said, and almost by everybody already. So it's basically for the ones who are new in the crowd compared to the session we had before. But I guess the Robothon is really kind of coming originally from a course that we organized when I was a very young lecturer at Technikum University of Munich. And we had a course called Human-Friendly Robotics at a chair from Professor Knoll, who is kind of robotics and AI here in Munich. And we wanted to kind of bring robotics to, modern robotics, human-centered robotics, cobots, all these things to the students. And we thought, how can we, engage them and try to teach that and, get them excited for robotics. And the idea was then born, called Robothon, coming from hackathon, obviously. So we thought, well, we should have another name, so let's call it Robothon. And yeah, it was an amazing course. The students were super engaged. They had 1 week to solve challenges. And yeah, it was kind of amazing what these people were able to do. That has been 2011 around. And yeah, over the years, we kind of moved forward with that courses. And then we came up with this workshop that Aline was talking about before, which we had at ICRA 2019, I think, where we had a great crowd of internationally renowned people coming together, speccing out basically a roadmap about how can we do progress robotics on a larger scale, especially these kind of next generation manipulation systems. And then the Robothon idea was born to bring it actually to automatica and here. And I think the Robothon is kind of a contribution in a way to, we are in a digital age, we call it the age of information, but I think we all, especially around here with all these amazing technologies we see today, and by the way, it's so cool to see all of you again in 3D and not only in 2D, you really exist. So fantastic, and you can take planes from Australia to here, so really great that you guys are here. And I think what we basically saw then was, robotics is kind of the manifestation of AI in the real world. So we're kind of transforming from the digital age, the age of information, into an age of action, you could say. So a democratization of work, democratization of action kind of is tightly bound to robotics. And one thing that we always thought was that a Robothon should be a challenge, yes, but in particular it should center around not only a technological challenge that we all think is important as technologists, roboticists, but I think the idea was born to take societal challenges as the main, idea. So you talked about human-centered robotics in the beginning, so the idea was really to think about grand societal challenges and what bigger challenges are there as, our environmental challenges, the future of work, the future of health, mobility, and so on and so forth. And this is kind of where all these ideas came from, and it's so fantastic to see that from this tiny, tiny little course over the, fantastic network of international experts now in Automatica here in Munich, coming finally together and having such an amazing set of people together, especially. However, it's all about the teams today, so you have done an amazing job and you took the torch, and I'm more than proud of everybody, and I'm so honored to be here with you guys and hope that you not only enjoyed the challenge but also enjoy the prizes. Thanks so much.
Great. And as Sami said, we have really assembled a really powerhouse assembly around this event. So I just really want to say thank you to all of our jury members and also to our partners who are making this program possible. It's really grown into an incredible network, and I think it's actually even more powerful with more and more teams getting involved. So we welcome any of those who want to get involved. Please get in touch with us. So, as Sami mentioned, this is a small idea that's grown into a very, very big event today, and I'm excited to say that we have done this now the second time, and we continue to plan to do it in the future with new evolutions on the challenge. And here with us, we actually have also the support of Ministerin Judith Gerlach, who has prepared a special video just for us. So let's go ahead and take a look at what she has to say.
Dear Professor Haddadin, dear Mr. So, dear outstanding jury, and most of all, dear participants of the 2022 Robothon. Robotics and AI, these are the key technologies at the moment, even more so when they are combined. They offer tremendous value in the improvement of our quality of life, our well-being, the fight against climate change, and our economy. So far, however, we have had only faint glimpses of their full potential. These are exciting times. I recently had the pleasure of visiting Horsch, a company which specializes in building massive machines for farming and agriculture. Within our unique program, KI Transfer Plus, which we started last year to help small to medium-sized companies implement AI, Horsch presented a fascinating case example that exemplifies the promise of robotics and AI. Imagine autonomously driving farming vehicles with equipment able to detect crops via computer vision and tackle the weed precisely where it is needed by mechanical means. This big, intelligent robot allows a farmer to observe and control the machine exactly where he or she is needed without being preoccupied by steering their tractor. And it's incredible that all this can be done with an absolute minimum use of chemical products. This is just one example. I'm sure there are many others out there. So let me be clear, we don't need hordes of robots today to explore the full potential of robotics and AI. We need clever minds, talent, and good ideas. That is, we need you. Therefore, I am thrilled about initiatives like Robothon, whose first round I had the pleasure to visit last year in person. You are all winners today. Thank you. And please keep up the good work.
Thank you, Ministerin Gelak, for that very nice message. So, I'd like to give just a little bit of insight into what everyone has been doing since we had to do it in a remote fashion this year due to the pandemic that we all know about. But luckily, we're all here today together. So essentially, I have in front of me one of these competition task boards, which you may have heard about from the previous session. We put together 6 tasks on a physical board that we mailed to each of the teams that applied online, and they received these task boards in their own labs, and they brought their own robots. And I think this is what's important about bringing together a community of innovation where we get different labs around the world to work on the same problem. I'm going to attempt to show you exactly what they had to do, and you'll see a quick video of the solutions as you may have seen it. So here you have the 6 tasks. The first team had to start with the jury online to verify the time in which they do the tasks. So they pressed start here. Then they had their robots, a robot arm, if you will, fully autonomously detect the location of the task board on a table that was randomly placed, and then press a button to verify that. The second, they had to pick up a key, insert it into a keyhole, which is sometimes challenging depending on who you ask, turn it, and activate a switch. Then they had to pick up an Ethernet plug and place it into a neighboring port. This is, again, modeling different things you might see in the environment in an e-waste setting. Then we had them open up a battery box with a slide here, and then they had to pry out 2 AA batteries and place them into this receptacle here, which triggers a button and is then tracked on our remote dashboard. And then finally, for this year's task, we added the use of a coin battery, which you see in a lot of PCs and other devices like smoke detectors, which is a little bit hard for me to do. I'm going to try. You have to first undo this clip, and then take the battery out and place it here on the task board. So those are the 6 tasks that the teams had to do. This is, again, an improvement over last year's competition where we had 9 teams who came together solving these tasks without the coin battery. We had some really impressive numbers. Some of the teams that competed this year were also members from last year. But what you can see here is that they had 4 weeks only when they received this task board to teach their robot platform everything they can about this task board and complete an autonomous challenge, which our jury put them through a very rough half-hour session to prove that they actually could do it over Zoom. So I know that was a big effort for our jury. Thank you so much for putting that time together. And then also, we were very much generously able to offer 2 €10,000 euro prizes to our winners, as well as some special awards from Franca, and also personally donated by Professor Dr. Hirzinger. I also want to bring to your attention this year, we have another great improvement in terms of our partners and sponsors. Specifically, Professor Dr. Groetpass from Huawei has been generously supporting our event, and we thank you so much for your time for that. So thank you very much. Dr. Georg von Wichert from Siemens has also stepped up and joined our competition as another sponsor, so we can increase the volume of prizes for you. So thank you for this. And then also to our friends at Conrad, who made the possibility of these task boards a little bit cheaper for us to send to each one of you, because this stuff does cost money. Great. So I want to go ahead now and talk a little bit about some of the goals. Again, if you didn't hear this already, I'll go through it really quickly. Here at Robothon, we have 3 main goals. The first of which is to develop reusable robotic skills that approach human performance. The second, we want to build an international community where people can share their ideas between industry and academia towards real-world problems. And then thirdly, we want to develop a quantitative tool for measuring performances around the globe. And this is what we do with our task boards here. And together, we are here at the Automatica to be a part of the AI industrial revolution and to create the AI factory of the circular economy together. So, with all that, I really want to share last year's results were really great. We had, we had here a baseline that we established. Before last year, we had no idea what we would get. We sent these boards, and I crossed my fingers. I hope you guys sent me some cool videos. And we actually had some really cool results, so thank you for that. You can see here on the chart a time chart of all the completion tasks of all the different teams from last year. And very, very, very smallly, I'm going to point it out here with my pointer, there's this little bar. This is the human performance on the same task board. And so one thing with last year, a great success, was establish the baseline. Then, this year, we need to step it up. How far can we push performance? We want to see human-level performance, so not only speed, but also flexibility. The fastest robot from last year was 110 seconds. Humans, on average, can take about 10 seconds. That's about 100 seconds that we can improve. So let's see where we got this year. This year, we had, again, 27 teams apply. We selected 20 of which received a task board in their own lab. 80 different developers spent 4 weeks with 20 different robot platforms all around the world in 13 different countries to work on our challenge. And so we're very excited to see that. And I know this is really great, so I'm going to actually play another video for you, but this will be in real time. I want you to experience the performance from each team. We'll see the top 6 performances. Please, let's see that now. And keep an eye on what they are doing on this task board and how fast and how flexible. Go ahead and form your own ideas. right. Thank you guys for the teams for that. So really quickly, I want to turn it over to Professor Hirzinger. Can you give us a historical context on why is it important to have standardized tasks?
Well, in general, challenging technical fields like robotics are of course interested what is their state of the art. And to find out this, the best way, in my opinion, is to define application-oriented, society-relevant prototype tasks, and to let research labs and innovative companies try to solve these tasks in a minimal time. Of course, it's a competition, and some people say, oh, why always competitions? But all the sports people are having their competitions. They're training alone for a while, but without a competition, there's nothing. They're boring. And when we sent a robot into space 30 years ago, the first robot with the shuttle Columbia, it was a similar idea behind. We had an experiment rack where the robot was installed inside, and we had task boards, 3 task boards, mounting and dismounting a bayonet closure, building a truss structure out of 3 grid parts, and catching a free-floating object. We had not a real other competitor, but our competitor and our enemy was the time, the conditions which NASA had imposed, 6 seconds delay, and unbelievable difficulties. So, but this always was something I kept in my mind, and especially in this mission we also tried to look a little bit forward, opening up the competition into shared autonomy, sharing autonomy between robot and human, and even comparing robot and astronauts in their performance. So everything was included, and I think Robothon will hopefully go this way, and in the next systems there will increased vision and force implication, of course. That's my opinion.
Great. Professor Asfour, could you please share with us a little bit about how the teams are evaluated and what did the jury look for in the solutions?
Yeah, actually we as jury, we were of course interested in key performance indicators of the team. And if we are interested in bringing these solutions to industry, industry is of course very interested in robustness of the solution and speed of the solution. But from a more scientific point of view, actually, it was very important for us to see how flexible the solutions are. So the ability of the team to perform the tasks in a different order. For example, to remove the batteries first and then insert then the key and then the cable. So being able actually to perform these tasks in a flexible way was very, very important for us, because this means it's not a pre-programmed, hand-coded sequence which is executed and which was successful once or twice, but there is more thoughts behind that, and many of these skills which are programmed are actually reusable. This was also the goal actually of the transferability challenge, or the transferability task, where we asked the team to reuse the developed methods on a different object or a different product, which they can select by themselves. And I think robustness, flexibility, transferability of the solution, and speed were the most important matrix actually we were looking at from jury point of view.
Great.
And I'm hoping that also the teams in the next years will achieve more in terms of these matrix, actually, speed, transferability, and also robustness to different tasks. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Professor Groetpass.
Yes.
So could you tell us a little bit about how robot skills are actually developed, and where are we going with this? How will robot skill development evolve in the future?
Yeah. If I look at the last year's Robothon and this year's, I find it very amazing how fast the transferability would work. So last year, speed was important, and this year's speed of transferability became the most important. And maybe we from R&D and industry can support this And how would this be? I have heard collaborative, I have heard sharing economy. It would go into the same direction. Maybe at one time we can offer the Robothon teams some robot-based cloud services for general solution patterns in handling and in object detection. And what would it be needed? It would be needed to have the digital twins of the devices the teams are using for their solution. And connectivity is important, and here 5G may come into place, or even 6G, because 6G also has sensing capabilities, but 5G would enable the access to the cloud solution and being deployed to the local teams. And sharing solution patterns among the Robothon community would stimulate some kind of open innovation spirit to take the new more challenges in circular economy needs. And maybe even when teams are working on the same topic as last year or this one, we can share these solutions among them in the meaning to deploy federated learning as a service here to optimize the local performances as well as the cloud solutions that are being offered, contributing to a growing number of best practice samples in the cloud. So
Great.
that would be from my side.
Can't wait. Future is exciting.
Be with you.
So we are really fostering a community. We hope to continue working on this program. We will do it again, whether it's remote or in person. We're open to ideas. But I really want to take it to the next level and open up a little bit of insight into how the jury had such a debate during the award ceremony. So in the next slide, I'm going to share the results from our team. But before I get to that, I would like to ask Dr. von Wichert, what was your impression of the jury decision meeting that we had?
Yeah, actually, that was a difficult one. I mean, we had so many great contributions. Most of the teams actually were able to do all of this. Some of them in light speed, some of them with more robustness, some of them with more flexibility and the transferability, all the things that Tamin just mentioned. So what we had to do, of course, we had to discuss and come to a ranking. And I can say we took that serious. It took quite some time. We are actually longer than the slot was planned. But I would say finally we are, I think, very confident in our result, in the ranking that we produced.
So I will share the results now of our competition. They're on the screen. So as you can see here, there's multiple metrics. Each green box is a team's completion of that task. We also have a flexibility task and a bring your own device task. We have the fastest times that each team completed, and then we have our own metrics where the teams are ranked quantitatively with a points score. And they also brought their own e-waste objects. So this is, I think, just a round of applause for the teams here, right here. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. So we'd like to get ready and move into the last phase of our program for today, the Robothon Awards ceremony. And so with this, I would like to invite our assistants to bring up some nice gifts that we have prepared. And in the meantime, Sami, do you have anything to add at this time before we go into the winners?
Well, what I have to add is great job, Peter, for pulling this off. So just maybe let's join in getting Peter a great applause, and also Barbara for pulling that off. Where is she? There. So that was an amazing job. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Great. Okay, so this year we had 5 winners that we want to announce. We also have invited those 5 to today's performance, or today's ceremony. So I'd like to hand it over to Professor Haddadin and Professor Hirzinger. Would you like to go ahead? And on 3, maybe you can reveal the prize checks that we have here with us, and then we're going to invite these teams with us on stage. Is that all right? So 1, 2, 3.
So it's Team MMR UAS Technikum Vienna, honorable mention.
This is Team RoboPig. Team RoboPig, sponsored by Siemens.
So I think they should come up, right?
Yes, so if we could have representative from Team RoboPig, honorable mention, 1,000 euros. Please step up and claim your prize. And also the team from MMR UAS. Please join us on stage.
Come on.
Yeah, maybe here, yeah.
Maybe you can pose for a photo here. Go ahead.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's about you.
So I know we can, I think, be with them or no?
Okay, for the Tische. Ja, ja, sehr gut. They say we
Okay,
should
maybe just briefly in front of that. You guys can go down. Yeah.
No problem. No problem.
So we can move this a little bit back. Ich mache das.
Ja, ja, okay.
Fall soft with the glass. Yeah.
Machen wir den ganzen Aufbau kaputt.
Please. Great.
Wo, hier?
Yeah.
Okay, gerne. Super. Enger zusammen.
Tap, tap, tap.
Dann
Muss aufs Bild.
Das runter tun.
Muss aufs Bild passen.
ja. Okay. So machen. Okay.
All right, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Well done, both of you. Okay, and I would like to ask Professor Asfour if you could come forward with, right here behind you.
Nicht herzeigen.
Okay. So the third place, the winner of the third place is Team RoboTechX from Dubai.
Please.
So,
Yeah.
Sami, no?
Yeah.
Sure.
Peter,
Yeah.
on the other side. Okay. Cheese.
Oh, sorry, Jürgen. Good?
Congrats.
All right, great job, guys. Okay, and Dr. von Wichert.
Yeah, and the second prize.
See for a moment. Let's. I think we have someone joining us from remote. They couldn't join us today. So if I could get our AV team, if we could get our team waiting here online. There they are.
So the second prize goes to Team Singularitas, 4,000 euros. You guys, I don't know if you can see it. Where's the camera for them?
I think they are probably in one of these. Here.
Yeah. So please have a look
Yes.
at this. The team
Great job, guys. You did wonderful. We'll hope to see you guys next time. Again, thank you to Siemens for sponsoring a lot of those prizes. And then, to crown the winner. Excuse me, here. So here we are, the teams in full, just so you can see. Team RoboPig and Team MMRS, UAS, for the honorable mentions. We have RoboTechX for the third place, excuse me. And for second place, Team Singularitas. And now we'd like to crown our winner for this year's competition.
Yes.
If we could bring Professor Groetpass to the stage.
The winner is Team CARI with 10,000 euros. And impressed us with all the architecture provided and the fast transferability for the decision tree and the action planner.
Maybe I come over here.
Yeah, maybe all team members.
Huawei hat jetzt nicht.
Maybe all team members, no?
Yeah?
Sure. Let's bring the whole team here if you're here.
Of course.
Huawei hat jetzt
Good
nicht.
suggestion.
Huh?
Huawei hat jetzt nicht gesagt.
All right. Great job, guys.
Well
Again.
done, well done.
Let's bring you up. Here, why don't you go ahead and get in here. Yep. Up.
Team kommt in die Mitte, yeah?
Team goes in the middle.
And maybe you can, yeah, something like that.
Kommen Sie noch mal weiter vor.
Okay. Ah.
Sie drehen Sie noch ein bisschen. Ja, genau. Und Sie auch bitte. Ein bisschen drehen. Noch mehr. Ja.
Okay.
Perfekt. Hier schauen. Hier beim Kollegen. Zum Kollegen schauen. Hier.
Well done.
So I just want to say, from my side, guys, this has been a wild ride for me to come to Munich and to join Sami's group and to be part of Robothon and Mermi. So it's been incredible to see the results that you guys have all put together in an incredibly short amount of time. If anyone knows anything about robotics, hardware in the loop takes time, takes integration, sensors talking to other devices, things not working. You did it all within 4 weeks to autonomously develop these skills. I'm so proud of you. So I want to say one last thing. A huge thanks to our team at Munich I. Barbara, please come up. Just come on. Yes. You may have received many emails from this woman, but she is great. So thank you so much for your efforts. The whole Munich I team as well in the booth there. I've also put together quite a bit of energy to make this event happen. So thank you guys so much. Yeah. And I think at this time, we have a very exciting next event. So I want to say thank you so much for your attention. There's so much to see here at the show. Thank you to Messe München and Automatica for having us here. We're so excited to have this stage. So with that, I'd like to conclude the award ceremony. Maybe one more slide if someone wants to hit the clicker. Just the green button. If you guys want to learn more, please come visit our website. We're looking for challenge setters, sponsors, and teams. Please join our growing family and our community. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Nice.